Well, hello. How are we doing, everybody? Oh, they're finally being implemented? Or like they've been implemented already? Or I didn't think they were put in yet. Oh no, no. They haven't implemented them yet, but they're going to. I see. Less new levels than usual this time around, it seems. Yeah. And most of them were most of the ones that were announced were kind of like meh. Hoping for an STG in Berlin. Yeah, same. Yeah, the only it's nice that that what's it called? That Tunisia is getting machine guns. That are actually worth a damn. Um Getting MG34s and Browning 1918 A2s is pretty nice. It's nice also to finally see the Tiger. Sorry guys, I'm just checking something on my end. There we go. Hello, Lova. Now it's more levels in the coming week. Maybe. It sounds like they said that there was going to be like some big announcements for this coming patch. Like some real big announcements, and I'm curious to see what they're going to be. I might also pick up the Russian Lewis gun and the German MG13 premium squads when those come out. I'll be interested to see how the British Lewis gun stacks up in this game. Sound pretty OP, to be honest. It depends. It depends on how their accuracy is modeled. Oh God. I just read that the new machine gun squad's coming to Berlin. Coming to Moscow are gonna have engineer squads. Are gonna have engineers in their squads. It's gonna be 4 machine gunners and an engineer. Oh Jesus. Cry for this game is awful. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone unless they fix it. Yes and no. It's gonna get better. They've already said that. Anybody who's been paying attention to the news for this game will know that they've explicitly said they are working on new progression systems, and half of the new progression system is already in. So the progression system for soldiers is already in, and it's substantially better than it was. The second half of the equation is going to be the weapons progression system, and it's part of the reason why I've held off on making video content for Enlisted, because I don't want to start advertising the game beyond like live streams or something like that until they've got a full progression system in, because the weapons progression is going to be a lot better, and it's going to also increase the amount of silver orders that you get, which allows you to purchase guns and specific soldiers that you want, instead of just randomly rolling for stuff. Which is honestly a terrible system, and the developers recognize that. Yeah, if you're going totally free to play in Enlisted, yeah, the grind is pretty awful right now. But once that new progression system comes in, it will be a lot easier to both upgrade your weapons and just get new equipment. Because the biggest issue right now with Enlisted is that free-to-play players like physically cannot get enough orders to purchase the equipment they need to upgrade within a reasonable time frame. Once the new progression system comes in, that should address a lot of that. However, if you are able to afford premium and you're able to afford the battle pass for the game, the grind really isn't that bad. And it's also important to point out that this is still extremely early days for Enlisted. Enlisted has been out for only a year in terms of beta testing, open beta testing. So the game is still establishing its identity and establishing how it wants to work. Like they're still creating a lot of the fundamental and improving a lot of the fundamental systems of the game. So you're really effectively playing almost an alpha in many ways. They call it a beta, but it's really more like an alpha in terms of what's available and what they're working on. Because big features of the game are not in yet. Yeah, also the battle pass does pay for itself if you buy it and then grind it out. This is true. If you finish the battle pass, then it does pay for itself. Actually, I don't even think you need to finish the battle pass. This is what, like 900 something? And it just gives you a ton of extra resources to buy stuff with. And even if you finish the battle pass, it will continue to add on levels in like a circular pattern, so you can keep earning more silver orders. That being said, again, for free-to-play players, yeah, the game is not great right now. If you're expecting to go into it and not pay anything, and being able to easily grind all the way to the top, then yeah, you're kind of deluding yourself. But it's the same way with War Thunder. If you're expecting to go in free-to-play and get all the way to the top in a reasonable time frame, then, yeah, you're probably asking too much. Yeah, Venji, they said that they were gonna tell us about a new campaign soon, and they were also going to, and there was something big that was coming this next patch for Enlisted. I have no idea what it is, because I'm not privy to that sort of information, but I think the thing I'm most excited for, or the content that I'm most excited for right now, in this upcoming patch, is going to be the addition of rifle grenades to Normandy, like anti-tank rifle grenades. Because rifle grenades were a pretty important part of any U.S. squad, or of any U.S. or German squad. They were great for projecting explosives much farther than you could throw a hand grenade. And currently their implementation right now in Enlisted is pretty subpar. Although, there was one guy who was just absolutely kicking my teeth in with an M8 grenade launcher a few games ago, the other day, when I was playing with a buddy. So, anyways, let's go ahead and swap on over here. Hello, Stefan. I hope this game ends up like COD World at War, just with planes as a bonus? What do you mean by that? Because there are certain things about COD World at War that I definitely do not want in this game. Like, there are plenty of elements from Call of Duty World at War that I do not want in this game, period. Release the hounds. What, like kill streaks and so on? Not really. I think this game is great. I think the fundamentals of this game are already great on their own. Let me turn off my voice chat in game. I had it on for a friend the other day. Unless, of course, you want it on, Vengineer. Nah? Okay. I'll turn it off so that way it's just easier that way. Hello, Peppo. We're going to be playing some Soviets today because I still haven't finished my my Soviet grind for Berlin. I've been playing a lot of Normandy with a friend because that's just what he wants to play. Unfortunately, my friend also doesn't want to play any allies. All he ever wants to play is Axis, so it's kind of like... I mean, I don't mind it on Normandy so much because Sturmgewehrs, but it's kind of annoying that like I'm burning through a bunch of like boosts and so on, and I can't use it to actually upgrade anything. Yeah, I don't like the idea of kill streaks either. Yeah, I don't like the idea of kill streaks either. Generally, the people who would be getting kill streaks like that are already the people who dominate most games, and so there's really no need to make them more powerful. That just exacerbates the one of the major issues with Enlisted. That being the disparity between well-equipped players and people who are brand new to the game. Because there is no separation between those two. Wow, my game is like really... Hold on a moment. Wow, why is my game so freaking quiet? There we go. And I'll turn my microphone up a little bit. There we go. Wow, that is still like insanely quiet. There we go. Hello, everybody in the chat who is just tuning in. Just getting my audio balance set up correctly. Yeah, they nerfed semi-autos again, and they also buffed sniper rifles. But yeah, buffing players with kill streaks just seems like a really bad idea. Especially because it's so easy to get kill streaks. I mean, I just got a 9 kill streak there. Oh boy. With very little effort. Oh god, I'm out of ammo. Hi! Oh, damn it. I think this game is just fine forging its own identity and not trying to be like AAA shooters. Because quite honestly, AAA shooters have really gone down the shitter for the most part in the last few years. Like seriously, all of the so far, all of the releases for for almost every AAA shooter this year has been utter garbage.
Our forces are taking the control point.
The only one that's actually been somewhat successful so far has been Halo Infinite's multiplayer release. And, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, both of them have just fallen flat completely on their faces. Yeah, everybody who I've watched on YouTube says, or all of the Halo content creators that got access to the campaign early, they all say that it's really good, like one of the best campaigns in a long time. So I'm hoping that that stays that way. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of other features that are missing. Come on. Screw you. You ain't gonna kill me with a sword this time. Oh, come on, that was the AI. From what it sounds like with the AI improvements they're making this next patch, those snapshots are going to be a lot less common. Like the super accurate snapshots the AI tends to do. Well, that didn't work. Okay, for whatever reason or another, my chat isn't showing. Hold on a second. Restreamer being a bunch of dickheads and not properly displaying my chat. Fucking hate it when it does that. This enemy team is putting up a heck of a fight, but we are winning.
Our forces are in position.
Jeez. A lot of 50-kilogram bombs. TPSH is a really nice gun. Yeah, honestly, I think Enlisted's biggest advantage. Is that it isn't like most of the World War II AAA shooters. It's not trying to be like a World War II AAA shooter. Especially considering how poorly most of the World War II AAA shooters are with actually portraying World War II. I mean, this isn't exactly acting like realistic either, but it's a heck of a lot better than the stupid specialist bullcrap that Call of Duty and every other AAA shooter's been pulling lately. I can't stand specialists. Also, the horrible customization. Oh, jeez. Flamethrower. For you. Ah, dang it.
Capturing the position.
Like a fairy tale compared to World at War. Yeah, it really is. Oh, no. Well, that's not good. But I've also realized that I'm just not a fan of playing games where I have to dump half a magazine into a guy in order to put him down, you know? I love what Enlisted has done with the combination AI and players. Like, several other games have done stuff that's similar in terms of, like, combining AI and players in the same battles. But not this well. Like, not as completely as this game has. And as I said, not anywhere near as well as this has. Like, for example, Armored Warfare has a mode where you can, it's called Global Ops, I believe they called it, where it's a combination of, you have unlimited respawns on both teams, and you have to secure a bunch of objectives, essentially. But there's also, what's it called? But there are also a neutral AI faction on the battlefield that's fighting against both sides. And I love that game mode. The problem with that game mode was they released only one map for it, so it got boring for a lot of people very quickly. And because there just wasn't enough map variety. And then they went on like a 7 to 8 month hiatus with regards to new content. Like, the game went almost a year without a new batch of content to back it up. And right about that time is when My.com fired Obsidian Entertainment and kicked them off the project and took it over themselves. And Armored Warfare has never been the same since. But yeah, I don't want Enlisted to turn into Call of Duty World at War. I want it to be its own thing. I want it to be its own unique World War II multiplayer shooter. Something that nobody else really does. And an experience that you can really only get here. Because when you try to start being like the AAA shooters, like other AAA shooters, that's when you get Battlefield 2042. That's when you get Battlefield 2042 and the current CODs. Okay, this Stuka is really getting on my nerves. Oh, looks like we got a fighter behind him. Now, Enlisted is by far not without its own problems. It's got plenty. In my opinion, what is the best World War II shooter? Oh boy. Currently, Enlisted, in my personal opinion, is by far the best World War II shooter. Despite its issues, I think fundamentally it does an excellent job of bridging that gap between a super realistic shooter, like, say, Red Orchestra 2, Heroes of Stalingrad, and, say, Call of Duty World at War. I think it just has an excellent cross-section of those two genres. It feels like a casual shooter. Like, I don't feel like I have to try hard the whole time. Oh boy. Oh, that's not good. Spider, I thought you were gonna shoot that guy. Oh, okay, whatever. I've lost control. Here we go. Oh well. Yeah, despite the game's issues, I feel like Enlisted really does nail that middle ground between a casual shooter and a realistic shooter. It's casual in the sense that you keep in the fight because there's plenty of things to shoot at, and you can swap between your squad mates at will. That's awesome. But it's also a little bit more on the realistic side in the sense that you don't have to dump half a PPSH magazine into somebody to drop them because armor and regenerating health. Guns actually feel like they hit and mean something in this. Whereas most World War II shooters feel like they're just bullet hoses. Or at least they make them feel like they're just bullet hoses. Oh, that's an answer. Wait. Now, some of my other favorite World War II shooters are the original Call of Duties, like Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2. Those were some of my favorites. I really liked the original Battlefields, like the World War II ones. Not Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 was a fucking travesty. Yeah, things like the Forgotten Hope mod, Secret Weapons. Those are some of my fondest memories of World War II shooters, and a lot of it came down to the way that they handled weapons. And Enlisted, in many ways, goes back to that original roots, those original roots of weapons that actually, you know, feel like weapons and not fucking water pistols. I just think that if you are going to die very quickly, and your weapons are going to have an impact, then it makes everything else a lot more, impactful. It makes the rest of the gameplay a lot more impactful. It means that your positioning on the battlefield actually makes a dang difference now. You've actually got to be careful with how you approach an objective, and you've got to think about how you're going to approach a problem. Rather than just blindly running in and throwing your life away for no particular reason. For example, here, it looks like we've got some open ground. I'm going to set up a beacon behind this wall. Oh, it's another controller. Oh, we got each other. Alright, that's fine. Oh, God, really? You kidding me? Oh. Damn it. That was a grenade. Ooh, that's a grenade. we go. GG. As fun as Axis, it kind of feels like they have a disadvantage with the weapons they have. Yeah, they definitely feel like they're on the losing end there, at least currently. I think part of it is the fact that they lack a really good submachine gun, I think, to compete with the Thompson. In my personal opinion. Yeah, they lack a good submachine gun to compete with the Thompson, and they also lack a good tank. Like, the Semovente is just awful. Like, I don't understand why an assault gun does not have any high explosive in it. And it only has armor piercing? To me, that just seems ridiculous. Let's see, what other squads can I throw in here? Oh, I do have the machine gun squads. Italians ran out of HE. Yeah, it doesn't make it any less fun, though. Or any less annoying. Wait, is there another assault squad? No, there isn't. Not for this campaign. Alright, let's give you a proper gun. That's fine. That's fine too. Perhaps I'll give him one of these rifle grenades. Battlefield 2042 looked promising at first, but then holy shit did they drop the ball. Yeah, and with Battlefield 2042, it's kind of crazy obvious when you start looking at the details of the game. It's like, for example, like somebody posted a video on YouTube the other day where they pointed out that the sun on a lot of the maps doesn't set in the east or doesn't set in the west. So it's like, you might as well be playing on Venus. Or something along those lines. Like, there's just... It was clear that the game was half-baked, and they were super reliant on Portal to carry the game. And to some degree it does. Everybody says that Portal is the best part of Battlefield, but personally, my nostalgia isn't high enough for me to throw $60 at games that I already have played in the past and enjoyed. Especially when I've come to realize that I just don't really enjoy those games anymore. Now, if you enjoy the new Battlefield, then all the power to you. I'm not denigrating you or saying you're a bad person. It's just, it's not my preference. It doesn't fit my preferences anymore. It's just not something I'm interested in. Also, I love how easy it is to get through the Battle Pass. Hello, Ragoon. How you doing, man? Haven't played a COD or Battlefield style shooter in at least a year now. I played the beta for Battlefield, and I was instantaneously reminded as to why I'm not a fan of AAA shooters anymore. Like, I was just... I mean, I go in and I go to shoot a guy, and I'm used to Enlisted, where it's like I fire 2 or 3 shots into him and they go down. And I, like, barely tickle him. And it's like, oh, I just had to dump 15 rounds in a 30-round magazine to kill one dude. So much fun. Oh yeah, also the muzzle velocity on the guns, Jesus Christ, it was a goddamn rainbow. Like, it was so bad. Alright, you know what, fuck it. Get this flamethrower squad outfitted. No, I think I'll do another assaulter. Heavy weapons, grab another one of those, because I'm going to need it. And then logistics, troop reinforcements. I'm going to need another flame trooper. Engineer. See if I can get a higher tier flame trooper. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Game flux. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Let's see. Then I needed... I think I had a couple of assaulters already. No, it doesn't look like I actually do. AVS 36 or KS 3 head pack. My boyfriend is jealous because of the... Because of the what? Wait, oh, why do I have 2 engineers? I don't need 2 engineers. Hold on. Change selection. There we go. Yeah, so these guys will get replaced. Take away all their shit they don't need. Oh, because of the heart emote. Nice beam. Yeah, don't make him too jealous. Probably have to make it up to him later. Hey, that's actually two pretty solidly upgraded SMGs. I'll take that. Oh, heck yeah. Well, okay. Not ideal, but we'll make it work. God damn it. And I really do have to buy Bunch of shit. Hello there, Nagas. How you doing, man? Yes, this is Hearts of Iron 4 music. I think that it goes well with most World War II games. Also, I'm kind of a sucker for orchestral World War II music. Like, grand orchestras kind of a thing. I'm a bit of a sucker when it comes to that. Hey, Fire Dragon, how you doing, man? Not a step, no step back. Soundtrack is so good. Yeah, it's not on Spotify yet. Otherwise, I'd have it in here. The new Katyusha that came with it was really freaking cool. I really like that rendition. Rifleman. Do I have a Rifleman 2? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Alright. Very nice. AVS 36. Good to hear, Fire Dragon. What do you think of the new levels and premium squads, and which are your favorites? Ooh, the thing that I'm probably the most excited for are the upcoming rifle grenades for the US and Germans, because those are going to include AT rifle grenades, which are a lesser known but still very critical part of a US squad. Less understood, I should say. It was a very critical part of the US squad, the Grenadier. It's just not something that's talked about very much, or represented very well in most games. Because, I mean, a rifle grenade is extremely useful. I mean, and we have them today in the form of, grenade launchers. Oh, you're a rifleman, too. Scheisse. You know what? I'm just going to get a Rifleman 1. It's going to be cheaper than upgrading. Yeah. Can't have everything. As much as I like you, not being able to carry a large ammo pouch is a big deal. We're two. No, unfortunately, Ragoon, I had to... the plans fell through. Yeah. It was all good. I mean, he called me and let me know ahead of time that it just wasn't going to work out. And he needed to head home anyways. So, it didn't work out, which is disappointing, but it's all good, man. Which is why I'm streaming today. Otherwise, I would be driving out to Long Beach, California right now to go meet him, but it's all good. But yeah, the thing I'm probably most excited for are the rifle grenades. Because AT rifle grenades are something that would just... are a really cool thing, and they're going to be really quite useful to have in a squad, especially if all you have are riflemen, and you are stuck, especially with, say, the Piat, and say you don't have enough Piats, but you have these rifle grenades or bazooka. Well, I guess technically speaking, you would already have the bazooka by the time you get the rifle grenade. Even still, it's going to mean that you're going to be able to equip your riflemen and actually make them useful for something other than just cannon fodder. I think that's personally the biggest advantage that a rifleman brings to the table is a rifle grenade or a semi-automatic or select fire rifle. Being a useless unlock to just to fill in the level. I don't think they're useless. They're going to be useless at all, especially because they're anti-tank rifle grenades that you're going to be getting. So you effectively get a rifleman and an AT trooper in one. I mean, they're not going to be great, like, because tank damage is still awful, but it's better than having to buy a shit ton of bazookas. And especially because it's going to be relatively easy to acquire, and you can just equip guys with an M1 Garand, a good semi-automatic rifle, with an anti-tank rifle grenade. It's just a cool combination to me. It just makes sense. Yeah, the K98K, less so. Excuse me, that came out of nowhere. Yeah, the Piat is difficult to use sometimes. Because I found that the way to hit things with the Piat is to actually aim low of the sights. When you try to aim to the sights, more often than not, you just launch the Piat over the target, rather than into the target. So I tend to aim low with the Piat, and that seems to work. Bukes of 41 squad went. Is playing tanks worth it in Enlisted? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that a good tank player in Enlisted can clear out large groups of enemies if he's accurate enough and puts himself in a good position. No, because tank combat is fucking awful. Tank-on-tank combat is terrible. Tank-on-infantry combat, it's okay. Like, it's passable. It's not great, but it's okay. But infantry combat, oof, or tank-on-tank combat is just, ugh, it's really quite terrible. It's one of the worst parts about Enlisted. The vehicle on-vehicle combat is just, whoa. Okay, why am I... Influx. Okay, I can't move. Two of my guys can't move for some reason. This guy can. That's strange as fuck. I've encountered that a couple of times now. Yeah, it's... The biggest problem with vehicles is their damage models are just... They're really poorly put together right now. The infantry combat is great. Vehicle combat is just awful.
Our team started capturing a control
Damn it. Yeah, vehicle damage models leave a lot to be desired in Enlisted. It's nowhere near as good as it is in War Thunder. But to be fair, War Thunder has also had almost 10 years worth of development. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's been more than 10 years worth of development. We've just only seen about 9 of it. So War Thunder has had a lot of time to refine its vehicle damage models in a way that Enlisted just hasn't. And while it does use the same engine, the code is different, from what I understand. At least we're capping the zone, even though I'm doing fuck all this game. that's not working. Benji's in a pretty good spot right there. Switch back to this guy. Yeah. Yeah, handling the vehicles, it also, well, I will say that handling vehicles also isn't anywhere near as fun as it is in War Thunder. Just, the issue is, they made some balancing decisions, quote-unquote, like some really terrible, in my opinion, balancing decisions for vehicles, like their high explosive damage is severely nerfed. So that way they're not as devastating to infantry. Which, to me, is a big problem, because then you just remove a lot of what makes tanks useful against infantry. Also, for whatever reason or another, their machine guns don't do as much damage compared to infantry machine guns, despite being, in some cases, literally the same gun, and shooting literally the exact same cartridges. They do less damage for no reason, and they overheat super quickly. So, and once they overheat, then they take forever to cool down. And it's weird because it's like sometimes the HE will work really well. Like if you hit a soldier directly with a high explosive shell, any soldier nearby him just instantly vaporizes, like just destroyed. But if you put a shell into the dirt or on the ground, then it's like all of the HE damage gets absorbed and then you just tickle them. This could be going better. Oi! I don't out of bullets here. I don't think this guy has a, Yeah, I don't think that guy has a, ammunition pack. I don't think either of these guys do. It'll wipe a quarter of the team in one shot. That depends on the Severo boy. Well, again, I think that the issue there isn't so much that vehicles will be overpowered. I think it's the issue that infantry doesn't have proper counters to vehicles. Like they don't have a good, easy ways to counter vehicles, or they make it so difficult to get those counters that they might as well not be there for a vast majority of people. Like, for example, the fact that the bazooka is locked until, like, level 20-something, like level 27, or almost level 30, in the Normandy campaign is just inexcusable to me. Because I'm sorry, but the Piat is not a suitable replacement for the bazooka. Like, well, yes, it technically has greater armor penetration than the bazooka. It's nowhere near as easy to use. Nor is it particularly realistic for American squads to be utilizing a British anti-tank weapon. But I think if vehicle damage models weren't so freaking finicky, then you could add extremely powerful tanks to the game, and it really wouldn't be a problem. Because tanks are blind, first of all. Tanks really can't see much as it is. And if they're easy to kill, like, far easier to kill than they are now, then countering them really is just a matter of stripping their infantry support and then swarming them. There's really not much they can do about it. And especially in objectives like this, tanks are of dubious value. Oh, that's a grenade. Oh, that was close. Okay. But yeah, I think the major issue with tanks is not the tanks themselves. I think it's the lack of infantry counters to tanks that really makes balancing them so difficult. I think personally they should just make tanks as devastating as they actually should be, and then provide proper counters to tanks, and make them useful only in specific situations, to allow the infantry fight to flow better. Because, I mean, here's the thing. What tanks should be really good at is destroying pockets of strong enemy resistance, i.e. strong points. And it needs to be a mutual support. So anything the infantry can't easily tackle, the tanks deal with. And anything the tank and the infantry is basically there to protect the tanks and keep them from being swarmed by infantry. Unfortunately, the way that they've got tanks balanced right now, that's not really the case. Tanks sort of help, but more often than not, they're a pain to actually utilize. Yes, Moscow is missing a lot of Soviet tanks, but at the same time, it's not like the Germans have much they can use to counter them. That's the danger with adding too much of that stuff to Moscow. Because, like, what the heck are the Germans going to bring to the table that's going to counter a T-34? Although, from the weapons that they've been adding, it's also entirely possible that they're going to just include the battles around Moscow after 1942. Because early on, it looked like they were just going to restrict it to, like, 1941 Operation Typhoon. But with some of the weapons and equipment they've added in there that are from, like, 1942 and onwards, it wouldn't surprise me if they added something, or if they added, stuff from 42 that could help balance the game out. Damn, the Papa Shah is good. Oh, well, I got like 12 kills in there, so I can't complain. The Dicker Max could be one potential thing they could add. But I'm not sure if that's going to fix it. I'm not sure if that's going to fix the major issues of balancing those vehicles. And that's only one vehicle. The Soviets can bring a heck of a lot more than that. Like, I would say the only things that... The way that they would have to balance that out is they would have to start adding, like, late 1942 equipment. Maybe not late 1942 equipment, like mid-42 equipment. So, like, the upgraded versions of the Panzer IV, for example. With the long-barreled 75. That might be a way to balance it out. Yep, okay. There we go.
The enemy's defenses. We won.
And he goes away. Yep. And unfortunately, the Germans just kind of get trounced in Berlin. They had the Fedorov Automat? No. Not yet. Oh. No, not yet. It won't surprise me if they do. I could see them adding the Fedorov Automat alongside the Sturmgewehr, the MP43 for the Germans. But that's going to change a lot of things. Like if they do that, that's going to change pretty much the whole dynamic of this campaign. Because once you start throwing assault rifles into the picture, then the gameplay changes pretty rapidly. Because all of a sudden now you have weapons that can reach out to range like rifles, but also have the close-in hitting power of submachine and controllability of submachine guns in full auto. I am interested to see how well the RPD or the RD-44 is going to shake out, because I mean it's here. It's right in our faces. It's just not available yet to unlock. And if they implement this thing right, then it should be a great squad support weapon. Yes, they could technically add the AS-44, I suppose, but the Fedorov Automat is already a model within the game, and I don't think we've seen an AS-44 model yet. For either Cuisine Royale or Enlisted. Not to mention that the Fedorov Automat would be... It'd be an interesting balance, because it would be more so... It would be closer to a battle rifle than it would be an assault rifle. Because it uses 6.5mm Japanese. It doesn't use, what's it called? It doesn't use the M43 7.62x39 cartridge. That wasn't invented yet when Fedorov designed that rifle. in Winter War. I would be inclined to agree to some extent, but the thing is that the RD-44 really only makes sense for the machine gun class. It doesn't really make sense that every soldier on the battlefield would have an RD-44, or even the assault squads to have an RD-44. It'd make way more sense for the gunner class to have those. Easy to repair. Oh, it depends on which version of the T-34 is later. Like, early on, like, the reliability was not great, and so they were carrying spare transmissions on the back of the vehicles. But yeah, the T-34 was relatively easy to repair. I did point out, I did have a discussion with somebody a while back who was trying to make the case that the Russians don't know how to fight, which to me is just ludicrous. The Russians are not by no means, like, I don't admire the way they fight, but I would hardly call it ineffective. This person was also calling the German army the best army of World War II, which was not the case. I don't think there is any such thing as the best army. There is whatever army works best for your situation. Oh, that's interesting. This is a variant I haven't played before. German Reichstag counterattack. Oh, I can't go there. Oi! There's way too many Germans over there. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, as cool as Mark Felton is as far as presentation is concerned, his content is problematic from a historical perspective. The guy tends to plagiarize a lot of his content, and it's been fully documented too. And here's the thing, I used to watch a lot of Mark Felton content. I thought it was pretty cool. And there were some interesting stories. And I'm sure that some of it, I'm sure that plenty of it that he talks about is true. It's just copying readings directly from Wikipedia is problematic, or copying other people's content is problematic. Especially when one claims to be a certified historian. It's like, I'm sorry, but like, if you were just if he was just some low-end, like, infographics type YouTuber or whatever, then that would be one thing. Then I would know not to take him seriously to begin with. But he plays himself off as an authentic source, and that's problematic. So. Ow. Oh, nice. I don't know how I killed him with a grenade, but... Yeah, published historian doesn't make you right. You know how many published historians have posted utterly wrong and dangerous facts? Or dangerous lies, I should say. Just because you've written a book, or just because you have a PhD, or just because you've done X, Y, and Z doesn't make you right. Or it doesn't make plagiarism any more excusable. If you're going to cite other people's work, or if you're going to use other people's work, you at least need to cite them, so that people can go and look up the source and verify what you're talking about, or verify the place that you got that information from. That's like the whole hallmark. That is what separates a true historian from just your average nonfiction writer. Doing the research, citing your sources, and showing people where you got that information so that they can draw their own conclusions about your work. Whether that be good or bad.
The enemy is rushing the control point.
Happened during the Third Battle of Kharkov. Yeah, he also has a tendency to, from what I remember, he was copying a lot of like old forum posts from like Axis forums, Axis history forums, and so on. He's a great orator, but he's just not a great historian. So I would be very suspicious of anything that he puts out. Again, not saying that everything that he publishes is bad, but you have to be careful. And if you enjoy listening to his content, then that's fine. You just have to be careful with believing everything he says. Like, for example, another perfect example of this among like published historians is Stephen Ambrose. Stephen Ambrose is a pretty, how should I put it, controversial figure. He had from what I understand, there were several instances of him plagiarizing other people's work, or just publishing stuff that turned out to be flat out wrong. The thing about Ambrose's work, though, is that it's also from a different time period. A lot of his work was being published in the 90s, and so there was a lot of still living World War II veterans at the time. Eyewitness testimony was considered to be the bread and butter of history. Like, that was how you wrote about history. You went and interviewed the people that were there. And on paper, that doesn't actually sound like that bad of an idea, until you realize that human memory is notoriously fickle, and often inaccurate, and has a tendency to exaggerate. Now, in some cases, like, say, his work on Band of Brothers, it was backed up by a lot of primary source written diaries and documentation from that period, because Major Winters was a meticulous diary keeper and was a meticulous record keeper. He wrote down what happened on almost every day he could, because he knew that human memory was fickle, and so he wanted to get his thoughts and his experiences down on paper as soon as he possibly could, so that he would remember them accurately. Which is part of what makes Band of Brothers so phenomenal. So the key here is to not is to not take what people say for granted, even if they say that they were there. Because unless they have a primary source documentation to back up what they were saying, then it becomes very difficult to verify if what they're claiming is true. And you run into all sorts of issues. Did Steiner counterattack or what? Steiner couldn't counterattack even if he wanted to. German General Memoirs, enough said. Yeah. I have Field Marshal Manstein's Lost Victories on my shelf. And I remember taking that kind of as gospel back in the day. Boy, was I naive. But I didn't know any better. Being a copycat or something. Look, yeah, and there's if you enjoy watching Mark Felton's content, that's fine. I'm not saying that you're a terrible person or that you're an uneducated heathen or some crap like that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy his content, that's great. You just need to be careful about his historicity. And you need to take everything he says with a grain of salt. And recognize that it may not be accurate. It may make a good story, but it may not be accurate. And if you're really curious about something, you should go and do some research on your own, i.e. even just Googling and looking for sources other than Wikipedia goes a long way. Just got snipers all over the damn place. One of Guderian? I don't have Guderian's book. I can't remember. I think I got Manstein's Lost Victories from a collection of books my grandfather gave me. I think that's where I got it from. And I was reading a little bit of it at a time, but yeah, having gone back and reread some of that recently, it's
The enemy is trying to take the control point.
quite problematic. Oh boy. These guys are doing really quite well, actually. They're using a lot of combined arms.
Control point lost. Fall back.
They literally blew us off the Kroll Opera House with the amount of explosives they were putting down there. But I think as we start getting pushed back into the actual Opera House itself, I think the advantage will start to swing in our favor. Once they're unable to bring their tanks in to help them push, then it's going to be significantly easier for us to hold. Because the Soviets just possess a huge advantage in close quarters. I mean, it's blocked by other objects. Come on. It's too close. Fuck. Come on, really? Of course I'm the one that he hits. Oh boy. Okay, let's move. Yeah, they're all coming in from this side. They're all gonna come in from over here. Come on. As I said, once things get into close quarters and once we get things set up, taking and holding this Pearl Opera House is going to be a lot easier. Come on, really? Nope. Game is hanging a little bit. fuck off. Ugh, damn it, we killed each other. Really? That's friendly. Oh, really? Well, at least I got both of them. Oh boy, that's a grenade. Really? What is this? What are these hitboxes? Oh, fuck, I threw that way over his head. I took out one of my beacons. We're gonna need another. I'm gonna need to rebuild that other beacon. Come on. Jesus. Nope, I don't want to go that way. Yeah, if we're gonna be able to hold this objective, then we're gonna need to have at least 2 beacons up. There we go. Yeah, they're really running out of guys here. Damn. Ah, fuck. As I said, as soon as they were unable to bring their tank support and a lot of explosives into the fight, we started to have real issues trying to cap this point. They were doing really well in pushing us off the points when we were in the open, but fuck, I should have dropped a grenade there. Come on. What do you mean active battle near the spawn point?
The enemy's trying to capture our control point.
Why is there an active battle near the spawn point? There isn't one. My god. Are they gonna cap it with, like, no tickets left? God damn it.
The enemy took the control point.
Oh well, they've only got 113 tickets. That's really not a lot. That was bullshit. There was no reason why I shouldn't have been able to spawn at that point. What I find interesting about the Battle of Stalingrad and, well, the wider war in general, is how quickly, within the span of a week, things, like, dramatically turned against the Axis. Like, within 2 or 3 weeks, you had the invasion, you had Operation Torch, the invasion of North Africa, you had the Battle of El Alamein, and then you had Operation Uranus encircle the 6th Army at Stalingrad. Up until that point, the war had been going rather well for the Axis. But after that point, it went all downhill.
Trying to take the control point.
Very nice. This was a proper drag-out fight. This was a proper slugfest right here. The German team was actually playing really well. These fights are always fun. Especially because they just net you a crap ton of experience. And in this case, I could really use that. Very nice. Steiner really tried in this one. Yeah. Yeah, nearly 30,000 experience. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, the enemy team played really well. I mean, their their top 5 players were significantly better than our top 5 players. But just in terms of score overall gained. If it hadn't been for Venji and I, the enemy would have won that game so handily it wouldn't have been a contest. I'm pretty sure each one of us alone, Venji, got more kills than the rest of our team combined. Yeah, let me test that. 44 plus 32 plus 28 plus 32 plus 26 plus 19 plus 8 plus 8 plus 7 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, not quite. They got 208 kills, but both of us got more kills than they did combined. Between us, we had 273 kills, and the rest of our team got 208. We really LARPed as those guard troops on this one. Yeah. I called it though. Like as soon like they were really putting the pressure on us early on. Once they got their tanks rolling, and they were really kicking our ass as long as they were fighting in the open. But once we got into the close quarters CQB, then the Soviet PPSHs and AVS 36s and AVT 40s really stood out. Wasn't full of Volkssturm soldiers there. Yeah, if I was on the enemy team, I probably would have been pretty proud of where we had gotten. Although to be fair, up until this point, I don't think I had seen the Russians or the Germans get to attack on this map or on Berlin. I think that's the first one I've seen them able to attack on. No, outside of the train station invasion map. Was it Engineer 2? That's why. Damn. Only having 2 magazines for your self-loading rifles is such a pain in the butt. What do you think about the plane that arrived 2 years late in War Thunder? What do you mean? Which plane would that be? AVT gets 3. Yeah, that's nice. Couple levels away from it, though. Oh, the F-105? It'll be a nice ground CAS aircraft for the Americans, I suppose. Especially if it gets its upgrades, or if it gets its proper flight model. It'll be a nice bomb truck. Go with that. Yeah, the Harrier is really nice, but it lacks maneuverability, and it doesn't have a lot of, it doesn't have a particularly heavy bomb load. The F-104 can bring a lot of bombs to the battle, and it's CCIP, and it's very fast. Yeah, I know. I played around. I played around on the dev server yesterday. I streamed it, so I'm aware of all of these new vehicles. I just wasn't sure which vehicle you were referring to. No. Come on. Oh shit! I just skipped past it. Fuck. There we go. Why not? Get the, oh shit, there it is. That's the perk I wanted. Damn. Damn it. Alright, well, I'll do that later. Yeah, I could have gotten the mid-pack perk, and I'll probably get it. Actually, I think I've got a retraining point. There we go. Got him. Wait, what perks does he have already? Okay, so I can still get the mid-pack perk. There it is. Very nice. I think I may upgrade their flamethrowers. The ROKS-3. Oops. There we go. All right. Yeah, I imagine the ROKS-3 is much better. If it has the same characteristics as the other upgraded flamethrowers, it should be a heck of a lot better. Oh. Königsplatz East Invasion. FG-42s. Very nice. If there's anything that the Soviets need, it's not another top-tier MBT. You gotta be kidding me, not this crap again. Really? Oh god, he's stuck there. bug. Oh god, really? They set up a freaking anti-aircraft gun? Are you fucking kidding me? Wait, why did I get killed by a friendly one then? What? Why did they kill it and just... Oh, there's another one. Oh, Jesus. They would do such a thing. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is kind of a difficult objective to hold as a defender. At least from this side. Attacking it is a lot easier, I think, than defending it. Eventually build this one. Not him. Damn. Got an MP34 up there. Oh, and they're dropping an on me. Are you kidding me, really? Where the heck did that come from? Sake. Why are you all still in the trench? I told you to get out of it and move. Oi. Oh, no, you don't. You don't just get to peek me and run away. Very nice. Yeah, generally speaking, if you want to really throw off an enemy attack, on an invasion map, you're going to need to deal about 300 tickets worth of damage to the enemy attacker on the first point. Otherwise, they just get all of their tickets back, and you basically achieve nothing. I'm running out of bullets here. Well, I killed somebody with that explosive pack that I threw back. We're gonna need to rebuild our beacons. Yeah, we dealt 350? No, 450? No. Yeah, 350 worth. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That landed right on top of me. Oh, fuck off. I wanted to get that away. Hey, I got somebody. Actually, having a smoke grenade here would be pretty nice. Thank you. Oh boy. Damn it.
The enemy's trying to capture our control point.
Yeah, I'm gonna need armor piercing for this. Oh god, what is my tank doing? Are you kidding me? Come on! You gotta be kidding me here. That's such bullshit. I hate tank combat in this game. Absolutely despise it, and that is why. Just random dispersion for no reason. I mean, sure, tank shells shouldn't be in a laser beam, but they aren't that freaking inaccurate. They don't have that much dispersion at 300 meters. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I do have the FG42 in Berlin. The upgraded FG42. Or the Type 2 FG42. Yeah, they lost like half their tickets taking that point. That's the idea. Wow, the recoil on this compared to the PPD DSC is just not even a contest. Top tier jet. Well, they did get one. They got the MiG-27. Oh, come on. Hey, I got somebody at least. Oh, that's actually a good spot. I'm gonna set up another one behind this bunker if possible. Maybe behind these tires. Damn. Oh, I think they just took out the beacon. Where the heck are our tanks? Okay, so there's one. Where's the other? It says we have 2 of 2 vehicles used by the team, but I only see one. Oh, there he is. There's the other one. He's down here. Jesus. I might build an anti-aircraft gun in my next life with the engineer squad. Really? Set up a beacon over here. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, the upgraded FG42 is actually a really quite good rifle. I wasn't all that impressed with the first version with the Type 1 FG42. I mean, it's better than a Gewehr 43, but I didn't find as much use for it. Building out a tank gun, see if I can't take out these enemy tanks. Oh boy, I think I just pissed him off. Ooh. That actually hurt him. Oh, never mind. Wait, really? We managed to drain this many of their tickets? I'm actually kind of surprised. I didn't realize we were doing that well. Oh, come on. Wait. I didn't realize we had drained their tickets that effectively.
Get back to the battlefield, soldier.
Very nice.
Withstood the attack.
I didn't do particularly well that game. Or at least I just didn't do very much. 17K isn't bad, though. That spawn could have gone a lot better. Yeah, that enemy team got wrecked. They lost so many tickets taking that first point. Alright, I'm going to take like a 5-minute break here. Go get myself something to drink and take a piss, and I will be back soon. Not much next, just going to take a quick break and then I'll be back. Okay. Oh, why did the music stop? Oh no, it hadn't stopped. It's just so quiet that you can't hear it. Change up the playlist just slightly. Okay. We are back. Yeah, GG to the guys in the YouTube chat. Ooh. Probably all left by now, but... Okay, you're still here. Cool. These PPD-40 squads are probably one of the few submachine gun squads that is worth keeping around into the late game. You think the Tiger is going to be any better than the Panther? I'm really hoping with the Tiger that the larger caliber gun is going to have a much better high explosive blast. I'm really hoping that the bigger HE really makes up for its lesser armor. We are having a versus with 7 of us? Oh boy. So was it like 3 of them on my team and 3 of them on, or like 4 of them on your team or something? Game has not started off well for this team, but hopefully with Engie now here, we can pull it back.
Don't let the enemy fortify their position.
Come on. Damn it. Just can't quite get a proper sight picture out of that. Ouch. That is such a good position, though, for a beacon under the bridge like that. But yeah, considering the amount of high explosive that's being, or the amount of infantry fighting that takes place on this map compared to tank combat, I think it's going to make a lot more sense to have the Tiger than the Panther. Because I mean, well, yeah, the Tiger is a very, very good anti-tank vehicle. It also has a pretty solid high explosive round, too. Much better one than the Panther should. So, here's to hoping that it's actually effective against infantry. What? Come on! I bayoneted him. Damn it. I pressed the melee button and nothing happened. Did they take out the beacon? Shit, they did. Alright, I'll rebuild it. There we go. Beacon is back up. This way, they will pretty much have to... They'll pretty much have to get directly inside this group of sandbags, or they'll have to lob a grenade into this group of sandbags through this small opening if they're going to hope to take out the beacon. They're getting pretty close, though. Well, shit. Whoa, why did my FPS suddenly dip? Wow, my FPS just got cut in half. What the hell? What is going on? Oh, come on! Why am I stuck? Jesus Christ. I hate the way that tanks handle in this. I hate the way that they're... Oh, I hate the damage models. I hate the way that they handle. It's such a pain in the ass. Jesus, my FPS is just awful right now. What the fuck? I mean, it's high. It's like 60 to 70, but normally it's like 120. And it's just jumping around all over the place, so I'm getting a bunch of screen tearing. If they're smart, they'll build another beacon under the bridge like we did. That's a really well-covered position. There's... I think they bailed. Yeah, look, they bailed out. Ah, come on. Well, so much for having infantry there to support me. I'm gonna take the IL-2 out. Steiner's counterattack is lag. Yeah, seriously, my FPS just took a massive dip for no reason. Well, thanks, game. Really appreciate that. Yeah, nothing. Apparently, I got a quad kill. Oh no, I killed one of the Panzer IVs. Okay, cool. Now, that Stuka really doesn't like me. He's going back for more bombs. They are draining a lot of tickets, though. Oh yeah, he's fucked up. Yep, there we go. Somehow that got counted as a melee kill. I suspect it's probably because he bailed out and the Stuka hit him in the back. I guess I'll come in for a quick strafing run here. Bad way to go, yeah. Definitely not an ideal way to go. Alright. Let's get her done. I think I just saw bombs go right past my canopy. Damn. Nothing. Jesus. It's always so high up in altitude. Really? I didn't get it? What the fuck is... I have to climb all the way the fuck up there with an IL-2. Excuse me? It's ridiculous. Why is there a tank spot? What? Hello? Nice meme, game. Nice meme. I'm honestly rather surprised that I did not die there. Alright, I'm gonna jump out. Not really helping anybody anymore. Damn it. And now my FPS is back to normal. Nice meme, game. Can I build it over here? Alright. Put up these barbed wire fences like Venji did last time. if he's back there, he probably took out our beacon.
The control point.
No? Okay, it's still up. There we go. There we go. The trash sling slasher. Excuse me. That tank must be holding a significant chunk of them off. Ah, damn it. But yeah, with the amount of beacons that we've got up, I don't see much of any way that the enemy is going to get past this point. Especially with as few tickets that they have. Very nice. Whoa. Yeah, whatever the tank was doing up there, he held them off for a long time. Jesus, Venji has just been going ham in this battle. Yeah, it's gonna be a real pain for them to get back through here. Nope. Okay. Well, here they come. With their last push. Yeah, plus I'm pretty sure that the base stats of the PPD-40 DSC are lowered. Like the base recoil effect stats are a lot lower on the DSZ version than on the standard PPD to begin with, plus those perks. Just makes easy mode as far as aiming is concerned with that thing. Personally, I think it's the best submachine gun squad in the game.
Our defense withstood the attack. We won.
Oh, the AVT-40 and the FG-42. Yeah. I imagine those guns are pretty awesome once they're fully upgraded. Someone placed a cheeky spawn beacon behind us, and I took care of it. That would explain why there was a lot of enemies back there. I kept wondering why the enemy was showing up back there. Like, where the hell are they coming from? I did basically nothing that game by comparison to Venji, and I still got 21k. I guess a lot of that was just from defending the objective. Very nice. Got myself a little bit of gold, I think. No. Got the squad upgrade. Change. Oh. Only got one more, Battle Pass thing to complete. Till I finish the Battle Pass. Finish last ones. This is true. I've still got 2 of these golden vehicle orders, but none of the vehicles particularly appeal to me. The G3 instead. I mean, not really. The STG-45 was an intermediate caliber rifle, unlike the G3. The G3 was in 7.62 NATO, so it was really more like a battle rifle, but the STG-45 is more of a Sturmgewehr than it is a battle rifle. I'll make him a rank 4. Why not? Okay. How are we doing here? We're making pretty steady progress here. A little over halfway the IL-10. The IL-10 only gets 2 250 kilogram bombs, huh? Kind of disappointing. Not really. It's not really a Scar H to the Scar L, because again, the STG-45, like I believe was called the would have been I think at Mauser internally it was known as the Garat 06H, Garat 06H. And so It was a totally different, like, it used the roller delayed blowback system, but it was a totally different design to the G3 system. Like, it was a totally different rifle. It wasn't really a G3. So comparing it to the Scar L and the Scar H is not really the same thing, because what would be a better comparison would be the 5.56 version of the roller delayed blowback system and the G3. That would be a better comparison between the two. Yeah, I want to get my second G43 Kurtz. Or I've got my G43 Kurtz in Berlin as my Germans, and then I've got one in Normandy for my Germans as well. If they add the Sturmgewehr as like a rifle that everybody can equip, that's going to be so broken. I imagine that would have to be like level 40 or something like that, or level 50. Like one of the last upgrades that you can possibly get. Oh, finally, we're actually attacking for once. I love how all of the AI collectively just turned their heads and looked at the grenade that I threw over their heads. Ooh, 4 kills. Nice. Ah, fuck. Oh, that's an explosive pack. Damn it. I'm gonna build another beacon, like, over here. Yeah, the FG-42 too is already a trooper weapon, but that doesn't mean that you can't make the Sturmgewehr 44 a, It doesn't mean you can't make the Sturmgewehr 44 a rifle. Because here's the thing, what I suspect they've done... Now, I can't confirm... we won't know this until the STG is actually added. But what they've done is they've added the MP43, and I think they took the name machine pistol a little literally in this case. And they're justifying giving the MP43 to the assaulters earlier in the campaign level progression than the rest. Earlier than the rest of the troops, and then you get the Sturmgewehr as like an actual rifle later in the campaign. That's what I suspect they're going to do. Like, yeah, you're going to get the FG-42 Type 2 first, before the Sturmgewehr. But I could see one of the last upgrades you get is the ability to equip everybody with Sturmgewehrs. Yeah, I'd like to see the STG-45 as well. That'd be pretty cool. I wish they would buff the VG2. Or the, not the VG2, the Volkssturmgewehr Guslav. The VG-15. Because they nerfed its damage. To the point where it's not particularly useful anymore. Like, it used to have 10 damage, and then they nerfed it down to, like, 8 point something or whatever. And so it's just not all that useful, even as a semi-auto. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play it before the pre-nerf, but I would imagine it would have been pretty amazing. There we go. Let me get in. Oh, that's where you are. Sneaky bastard. I see what he did. He jumped up here like this. It's a good position, actually. Oh boy. One-shot potential to down kill made CQC very fun. Trade-off, of course, being a semi-auto. Yeah. I think for CQC work, it should have kept the 9.9 or 1 or 10 damage. Because the problem is that right now the Germans have literally nothing in close quarters that can compete with the PPSH. And the VG could have been that weapon to compete with them until you get the Sturmgewehrs, which basically gives you the same capability, but full auto, or very similar capability for full auto. But yeah, what I suspect they're going to do is the MP43 is going to be like the submachine gun, quote unquote, and you're going to be able to get it early for the assaulters. And then they'll add the Sturmgewehr 44 as like one of the last upgrades you get for the campaign. And that will be your primary... Hi! I see what he's trying to do there. He's trying to block off that entrance. Yeah, and then the Sturmgewehr 44 will be like one of the last rifle upgrades you get, and you can just put that on everybody. Sturmgewehr 44 right there on the O2A7. Yeah, from what I remember reading, the developers said they had imagined each campaign having about 40 levels. Now, whether or not they'll stick with that, behind you, Venji. Whether or not they'll stick with that is a completely different matter. I mean, we've all seen what happens with Gaijin when people demand more content. They'll just keep adding it. We replace the T-34 tanker with the IS-1. I think the IS-1 hull armor makes it worth taking over the T-34 and good to bring along with the MCHA. Yep, possibly. I mean, I've got to get to that. I've got to get to the point where I can even begin to unlock it first before I can really make a informed decision on it. I think there's pretty good reason to take that over the T-34 simply just for the extra hull armor. It's going to mean that Panzer IVs are really going to struggle to deal with you, which is kind of a big deal. So they will have to bring something like a Panther to really match up with you properly. Oh, fuck off. Damn it. You should be dead. There we go. Oh, that was an enemy grenade. Hey, you actually finally arrived. If you only aim at your turret, any Panther player will just look at the hull and delete it. Yeah. Yeah, the IS-1 should at least level the playing field a little bit with regards to tanks. I was really quite puzzled that they decided to like put in tank destroyers so late in the tech tree. Honestly, I probably would have swapped like the Panzer IV for the Panzer 470 early on, and then you get the Panther after that, for example, rather than the Jagdpanzer 470A like so late in the campaign after you get the Panther, because there's no reason to take it over the Panther. Like, it doesn't do anything that the Panther doesn't already do, but it has a turret. It would be one thing if it, for example, it'd be one thing if it, for example, had like a much faster reload, but from what I understand, it doesn't. Like, there's just literally no benefit to taking it. What the fuck? Not a single one of those rounds hit him. God damn it. Yeah. I think what they should have done is had the Su-85 and the Panzer IV-J be the starting vehicles. And then from there you get the Panzer IV-J with the caveat being that, like, you get a turret, even if it's a slow one, with a machine gun in it, at the cost of penetration power. In the case of the Panzer IV, or in the case of the T-34, the cost of hull armor. Your hull armor just isn't as good. And then you get the later versions of the T-34, 85, and the Panzer IV, and the Panther upgraded later. It just feels like they're taking content, and just throwing it at the tech trees to try and like add filler, essentially, without keeping in mind what is useful or what is balanced. Like, I really hope that they go back through and they rearrange some of these, some of the campaign tech trees. Some of them just don't make any damn sense. Also, the other big thing that they need, one of the other big issues that they need to address is the way that machine guns work and are deployed. Because the current system, it's functional, but it's terrible. Like, it's really not fun to use. Jesus Christ. Like, really, the nerfs that they recently made to machine guns to keep them from being basically like heavy submachine guns was good. Because doing this is like, it shouldn't be this easy. Especially with a DT-29. But what I really want to see machine guns come into their own, and the best way for them to do that is to actually have a good bipod system. A system that will like automatically deploy the bipod when you go prone and not restrict you super badly. Like the current system does. Because like it always raises your height either too high to the point where you are an easy target for the enemy, or it's too high to the point where you can't use like firing slits. Also, it would be really nice if there was a system kind of like Rising Storm, where if you walk up to a piece of cover and you rest your gun on it, you got a, like, either, like, not by pressing a button, just by having your gun hovering over the piece of cover, you would get a recoil reduction. 2080 ADSs. That's one way to do it, but honestly, it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't require something like that. It should just be done automatically. And if you need to get up and move, you should just pick up the gun and move. You shouldn't have to like unbind it or whatever, or be super restricted in your like in your movements and so on. Red Orchestra and Rising Storm had like the best system for handling guns in general, especially light machine guns. I think they did a better job with light machine guns in that game than any other game I've ever seen. Being able to rest your weapon on something, even if you don't get a huge recoil reduction, like a massive recoil reduction, just getting some recoil reduction there, beyond just being able to crouch or go prone, is a huge deal. And it makes machine guns it actually brings machine guns into their assigned role, which is to serve as a base of fire, to either suppress the enemy or to just kill large numbers of enemy troops if they're set up properly. That is true, Venji. But at the same time, it doesn't remove from the fact that the current bipod system fucking sucks. The fact that I have to press a button every time I go prone and the gun just doesn't deploy the bipod. Like my guy he's going prone, why doesn't he just deploy the bipod? And then if he needs to move, he just shifts the whole gun slightly. And then it goes right back to like a massive recoil reduction. Or if he's behind a sandbag wall, why doesn't he just deploy the bipod or rest the gun on the sandbag wall and use that to reduce all of the recoil on the machine gun? Like, why don't they do that automatically? I understand they may not have that system in place yet, but it's something that needs to be addressed at some point soon. I mean, it's better than no mount system, which is what we had before, but it's still awful. Yeah, guns without bipods, like, it shouldn't make much sense either. Like, I shouldn't have to mount something in order to rest it. Like, if I have a semi-automatic rifle and I'm behind a piece of cover, or I'm right next to a piece of cover, I should, like, my soldier, if he's good at, if he's trying to hit aimed shots, and he's not just spraying bullets down range like an idiot, then he's going to rest his weapon against something solid to steady his aim and hit the shots that he wants to hit, rather than just holding the weapon offhand. Use the magazine as a bipod. And that's also an ideal, or that's also something you could do. Use the magazine as a monopod. I mean, it would actually be pretty simple to program, Venji, because you don't actually have to, like, you don't have to put in the animation of him, like, bracing against it. All you do is whenever you're next to a piece of cover, say, I'm right next to a corner on a wall, or I am, or I have my gun over a piece of cover, like I'm within a certain distance of a piece of cover, like right up against it, I get a recoil reduction. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta program, and just have a little icon pop up in the bottom that shows the weapon resting on something to let you know when you're getting the rested bonus. I mean, I don't think I have Red Orchestra or Rising Storm 2 installed. No, I don't. I'd have to re-download it, but maybe one of these days I'll play Rising Storm 2 Vietnam on stream. And I'll show what I mean. Also, I really liked Red Orchestra 2's and Rising Storm's cover system. They did like a first-person cover. They did a cover system in first person where almost everybody else was doing third-person cover systems. And it was really cool. You could peek up, like you could get behind a piece of cover, like a wall. You could peek up over the wall without like bringing your gun up. So by pressing W, you could look over a wall, or you could look around a corner by pressing A or D. And you could blind fire around the corner just by pressing the fire button. Like your guy would put his weapon up over the piece of cover and fire. Or if you aim down your sight, your guy would bring the weapon over the wall, and you would aim down the sight like you would normally do in most for most pieces of cover. It was a really cool system. It was a lot of fun. Just Tripwire Interactive, when they do realistic shooters, they do their guns so damn well. It wasn't an auto lean function though, Venji. It wasn't just like, oh, you lean around the corner like that. No, it was like you walk up to a piece of cover, you press a button, and you get behind that cover like a cover shooter. But it was all in first person, and it was just really, really well done, and it felt very smooth and natural. Oh, that's so satisfying. There are a few things more satisfying in this game than mowing down a whole squad with like a PPSH or something like that. Just watching the kill feed pile up like that. So cool. One of the many reasons I love this game. Why did he pull out his pistol? Oh, damn it. Shit. He's gonna take out the beacon. Oh right, yeah, they're doing a like a Cold War gone hot game, aren't they? Man, I'm looking forward to that. Although I really wish they would do like a remaster of Rising Storm 2 and Red Orchestra 2, because those were two of my favorite shooters. Rising Storm 2 I wasn't as much on board with, not because it's a bad game by any means. It's a very good game. It's just it wasn't really my preference. Gets to Korea eventually. Yeah, I could see them doing Korea. Or Vietnam, even. Oh, there's a German up there. Oh, that's friendly. Alright, how did he get up there? I've done it before. Is this how he did it? Nope. Well, here's an option. Fuck. No! God damn it. Fucking kidding me. There we go. I'm gonna destroy this. Ah, come on. Fucking goddamn it. Fuck, I should have just shot it. I know I'm hearing a beacon somewhere, but I can't pin down exactly where it is. That's an enemy ammunition box. And our team is getting wrecked. This enemy team is playing really well. I think what we're likely to see is to see a couple variations, like maybe 3 or 4 like Pacific Theater engagements. Like I could see them doing a Guadalcanal campaign, a New Guinea campaign, and a campaign in Burma. Either that or maybe a campaign in China. And then like a late Pacific War campaign in a late Pacific War campaign in like Okinawa and Iwo Jima. I could easily see them doing something like that. Ooh, yeah. The fight for Manila, or the sacking of Manila and the fight for Manila. I could see them doing that. That would be pretty cool if they did. Nope. Those games suck. Fuck off. Stop running out of stamina. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Are you... Really? Jesus fucking Christ. These AI sometimes, I swear to God. How did none of those fucking rounds hit him? I think I hit him like once. I got him. Oh, here's how they were getting at. That's a lot easier. Oh, my frame rate is just awful this game. What the fuck? Why is my frame rate so bad? It's not that I'm getting low... It's not like I'm getting low FPS. It's just that I'm getting... like, screen tearing. It's just jumping all over the damn place. Yikes. Wow, we got trounced this game. Medal of Honor Pacific. Yeah, Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Man, I haven't... Yeah, Manila hasn't been done in a while. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Wow, there was like no audio from the game, is there? What the fuck? Is it... system? Game. Now there's just nothing. Hold on a second, guys. That's why. Huh. Are you guys not getting any sound whatsoever from the game? In the stream? Because on my end, it looks like it's not. Are you getting sound now? What the hell? I don't know why it's not showing up in my mic box, whatever. No, I didn't mute myself on accident. It was just like not behaving properly. Man, we really dropped the ball on this one. Oh well. Can't win everything. They're still fucking up there? I've cleared those fuckers out of that position like 50 times. Come on, work with me here, game. Ah, fuck off. Why is it I was able to get up there before, but I can't get up there now? Wherever the fuck they put their beacon, they hit it damn well, because I cannot find it. I keep hearing it, but I could not find it. Oh, come on. Why am I out of bullets now? Fuck! Typical. Is it like down over here or some bullshit? Like, it's up here. I fucking know it, but I can't find the damn thing. Ah! God, that is frustrating. They had a beacon there somewhere, and I could not find it for the fucking life of me. Maybe it's in like the next building or some bullshit? I don't know. Alright, let me do a quick test here. I'll re-invite you here in a sec, Benji. Alright, so that's coming through pretty loud, huh? Like, that one is showing... Now it's showing up pretty regularly, huh? Okay. Yeah, so... Enlisted was set to the wrong... sound output, essentially. Alright, Venji, I sent you in it. Alright, there we go. Actually, let's close out the stream with a couple of with like, yeah, two or three games on Battle of Moscow Germans, because I have like an order to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. MKB squads anyways. Nice. Well, the Soviet Marines have always looked pretty snappy in their uniforms, so I imagine they'll look pretty cool. I'm curious to see how the Lewis gun is going to stack up. Uh-oh. I think my game may have just crashed. Nope. There we go. It just took its sweet time. Are you kidding me? Why? Game, please. There's no reason to do this. Fuck's sake. Oh great, now I'm like stuck in a wall. Why do I have no control over this fucker? Fuck! Really, what the hell is with that bug? Jesus Christ. Oh, rip. Why'd the bot just time you out? Oh, you probably tried to post a link, huh? Or you posted a dot something. Oh, you posted 3 lows in a row. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off. I'm gonna turn off the emote protection because it's not doing anything. It's supposed to help protect me on YouTube, but it doesn't. It does fuck all on YouTube. Like, it actually just doesn't work. Ooh. Very nice. Oh, fuck. Why are you just standing out in the middle of the fucking open like a complete idiot? The AI sometimes, I swear to God. Dang it. Yeah, the KP-31 should be like the N tier submachine gun for the Germans in Battle of Moscow. I'd also love to see a Winter War / Continuation War campaign. I'd be all over that. I hear a beacon. There we go. Got it. Oh, okay. Well, I got the beacon. That's all that matters. There we go. I really like the Beretta M38, but without the 40-round magazine, it's kind of rough. It's not anywhere near as good as it could be. There were 30-round magazines for this thing. I'm surprised that they didn't just give it that. They're dropping mortars on us. Yeah, it's, there was a mod for Red Orchestra 2, I think it was called Talvesota, or something like that. I played it very briefly. You can download it on Steam. I think you just need to have both Rising Storm / Red Orchestra 2 in order to download it. I think there was also another mod that was put out that pitted Germans against Americans, which was pretty cool. I gotta stream that game one day. That game is so damn good. Yeah, of all the weapons I would have expected to show up in this campaign, the MKB-42H was not one of them. Because if I recall, this thing didn't even get into trials until, like, late 42. So almost a year after the events of this battle. Assuming we're talking about Operation Typhoon and that period. Jesus Christ, my FPS is just terrible today. Like, what the fuck is going on? I wonder if fucking, like, Windows Defender or something like that turned itself back on and is running, like, a scan right now in the background. Because I'm getting some serious jank right now. I'm getting like all sorts of jank. This may actually end up being my last one for the day. I think I'm kind of enlisted out after this. Oh, yeah, it's just my... Again, my FPS is high. It's just like, it's just jumping all over the damn place. For no fucking reason. Like, I've got a pretty beastly PC. I should be able to handle this no problem. I suspect it's Windows Defender pulling some bullshit like, oh, I'm gonna run a virus scan in the middle of your fucking game. Oh, come on. The KP-26 is just such a good submachine gun. I wish there was more of these. Fuck. Ah, come on, really? Oh yeah, they've reduced... Ah, they really have nerfed battle rifles a lot. Yeah, you cannot spam them anywhere near as fast as you used to be able to. Which I suppose is accurate. Because if you were to do some, I mean, having shot a number of battle rifles, if you do that, like you spam fire the trigger as as fast as you can go, you're not going to hit anything but the dirt. And I suppose it makes submachine guns a little bit more powerful. Yeah, those white camo, like, snowsuits that the Soviet snipers get in this campaign are pretty fun. Like, they're really nice in snowy maps like this, but they're just awful in virtually everything else. I'm getting some serious lag here. Oh my god. Yeah, this terrible FPS is not helping my experience here. I downloaded the new NVIDIA drivers. Maybe that's why I'm getting such poor performance. I downloaded the new NVIDIA drivers, but I did not install them. And I know that in the past, Enlisted has reduced your performance pretty significantly if you didn't have the latest drivers. Like, you would get all sorts of stuttering and so on. At least on my PC, I did. Do you believe the drivers are the problem? Yeah, that might very well be it. I just hadn't gotten around to installing them yet. I have them downloaded, I just haven't installed them. Ouch. FPS is stuck to like 9 FPS? Yeah. Something about the Dagor engine does not like it when you don't have the most up-to-date drivers installed. Which to me makes little sense. Unless there's like some sort of mechanism in place. The only thing that I can think of is that there's some sort of mechanism in place that will start to degrade your performance if you don't have the newest drivers. Imagine has an inside man at NVIDIA. Yeah, probably. Oh my god, there was just explosives packs coming at that guy from every direction. Oh, very nice. All right, everyone, that's going to be all for me tonight. Thank you very much for everybody who's hung out. And I will see you guys back sometime next week. So, thank you guys for chilling, and I'll see you guys then. Take care, everyone.